Hello, welcome back to Blender Sushi Live Noding. In this episode, I want to share with you how I created this kind of effects. This is actually quite an old effect. You can do this using really old Blender like 2.5x, but now I'm using 3.0 alpha, and the effects is actually super simple. If I break this down, so currently we can see there's this like a walking teapot, and there's kind of there are two pattern being generated, painted on the fly. The one that's responsible is those little icospheres that's procedurally generated and animated using geometry nodes. So the setup with geometry nodes is very simple. Just point distribute random and instance it with icosphere. Yeah, but on top of that, if you look at the geometry, there's this dynamic paint, and this dynamic paint is the one that's responsible. And this, so the little icospheres, those act as a brush, while this teapot surface itself is behaving like a canvas. So with a canvas, we can tell it, okay, you behave as if you are like wet canvas, and you can spread. The other one is more like dry. So there's like a two flavor, dry and wet. All right, so with the teapot, it looks like the teapot is kind of sick, but let's create something that's a little bit less like sick. Okay, this one is cool. It's like just a simple default cube in white color, and I can show you how I created this guy. Assign it dynamic paint and set it to canvas again. It's canvas, and then initial color set to white color, and the output is gonna be the dynamic paint map. Okay, so this is the vertex color effect, and in order for this to work properly, you need a really dense mesh. But Blender has become really fast, so you can use really dense mesh, and it's no problem to do this kind of effects. It looks quite kind of beautiful, and I actually want to bake this into AR. So that's for later. You might see that the same geometry nodes doing its thing on top of the brush. The brush color is doing some crazy random color. That's because there's another thing going on. First of all, okay, the density, I can reduce or increase the density randomly. I can use Poisson this, so it's more equally spaced. I think Yayoi Kusama artist would love this kind of effect. She will die to see this. Die happy. The sphere chalk node is doing something in the background, so sphere chalk is actually controlling this color randomly. I can just, for example, I can just turn it red or turn it different color just by adjusting this value. So it's kind of neat little effects. You can have endless variations, and this is almost like doing real painting. In order to explain this even easier, I made this spinner. This is a spinner made using dynamic paint. Okay, so this is the icosphere, but in this case the icosphere is controllable by us, by the user. Can change the color on the fly. So this is exactly what's going on with the three different example that I just show you. Just need to make this maybe higher resolutions. So similar type of effects. You might have seen this on, yeah, like a real kind of painting. Okay, you can enable the white, the wet or dry effects. Oops. The wet and dry is actually controlled by the drip, spread or drip or shrink. Now we have something that looks like a watercolor. You can create the rainbow balls effects like like Apple thing. On Mac OS you have this rainbow spinning ball, spinning beach ball they call it. Okay, this is how you create it. So again, it's dynamic paint. It's very simple to set up. Set up this object as a brush, this object as canvas, and then output it as vertex color. And then don't forget one more thing is the actual shader. You need to set it up to the base color. All right, so thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.